طبعا بالشرق الأدنى القديم
Through our
بدراستنا
studies and research of the ancient Near Eastern religions, we know worshipping idols was very common.
وكانوا الناس يعبدوها ويعتقدوا إنه هي مصدر قوتهم أو
They used to worship them and consider them a source of strength and many blessings.
ربنا حرم إنه نشبهه
God forbade his people to make idols or pictures of him or like him.
وما في إمكانية أبداً إنه أي جسم مادي.
The main reason is that God is spirit and cannot be defined by any physical body or image.
فقدرته غير المحدودة عظمته
God's power and majesty stops him from allowing us to worship him through other things that are tangible.
Idols were typically handmade images, but they weren't merely intended to be visible representations of gods. When an idol was crafted, it was thought that the god it represented spiritually inhabited or indwelled the idol. This is why ancient religions venerated their idols. They believed the images were vehicles the gods used to be present with their people. In this way, the idols became representatives of, and even substitutes for, the gods themselves. Early historical evidence of this belief was recorded on an Egyptian stela, or inscribed stone, during the Pyramid Age, around the 3rd millennium BC. It explained that the god Ptah created idols for the other gods to inhabit. Listen to this translation of the inscription provided in James Henry Breasted's work, Development of Religion and Thought in Ancient Egypt, published in 1912. Ptah made likenesses of their bodies to the satisfaction of their hearts. Then the gods entered into their bodies of every wood and every stone and every metal. The prophet Habakkuk criticized this belief in Habakkuk chapter 2, verses 18 and 19, where he wrote, "Of what value is an idol, since a man has carved it? Woe to him who says to wood, 'Come to life,' or to lifeless stone, 'Wake up.' Can it give guidance? It is covered with gold and silver. There is no breath in it." The false religions Habakkuk criticized believed that a divine liquid or breath resided within their idols, meaning that their gods could hear and perhaps respond to them through those idols. But Habakkuk insisted that there was no such divine presence within the idols. Similarly, in Isaiah chapter 44, God mocked the use of idols by pointing out that a carpenter might craft an idol from the same wood he used to build a fire and cook his food. It should have been obvious that the idol wasn't special in any way. But idolaters are so deluded that they can't even recognize the lies they tell themselves. As we read in Isaiah chapter 44, verses 13 through 20, the carpenter cut down cedars, or perhaps took a cypress or oak. Some of it he takes and warms himself. He kindles a fire and bakes bread. But he also fashions a god and worships it. He makes an idol and bows down to it. No one has the knowledge or understanding to say, "Shall I bow down to a block of wood? Is not this thing in my right hand a lie?" Ancient idolaters believed that when they offered food to their idols, or anointed them with oil, or venerated them in other ways, their gods were glorified by and benefited from this attention. But in reality, idols are powerless, and they aren't inhabited by the spirit of anything. Scripture teaches that some false gods are actually demons, as we learn in Deuteronomy chapter 32, verse 17, Psalm 106, verse 37, and 1 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 20. Other false gods are purely imaginary, and in all cases, an idol is worthless and powerless.